Swapnil Kulkarni, and I'm here to give you a presentation or like a webinar on like unleash your child's unlimited potential. We at Dheya, we believe that every child is full of strength, full of kind of good things within him, and we believe in like linking these particular strengths to the career. Now, I'll give you a brief introduction. I did my engineering from Government College of Engineering. Then I did my MBA from Pune University. Then I joined as a management trainee in Siemens Limited. But within 1 year, I, along with my brothers in 1997, started a company named as Kshitij Makers Private Limited, which deals into giving engineering solutions and consultancy services related to architectural work, moreover like electrical engineering, HVAC, and all those kind of things. Now, you'll be asking me like, what am I doing here? So this falls in my interest area and passion area. I used to go as a visiting faculty to MBA colleges, but then because of demand of my core profession, like afterwards I stopped going there. But then always I used to miss this because I always looked at like as going to these colleges as this was a kind of refreshing activity for getting in connected with students who are full of energy and like who are always updated. So whenever this opportunity as Dheya as mentor came, I grabbed it and I'm doing and I'm enjoying it thoroughly. Okay. So this is my brief introduction. Talking about Dheya, Dheya is a company which is being started by Mr. Anand Desai in 2008. Anand Desai basically is an HR guy. Like he was doing great. He worked with corporates like BPL, Pyramids. Then he was with KPMG. And when he was in KPMG, he was in charge of like whole of Asia. And that time he like MNCs all the time used to practice this kind of psychometric test. You are well aware, like many times company comes to campus and pick up like somewhere around 40 to 60 students from colleges and all those things. And then we don't know like where they are going to put. But these MNC had a practice that they used to conduct these kind of psychometric tests for these students, and according to their nature, like if this guy comes out to be of a nature which matches to the research oriented activity, then he was placed into that activity. If someone is good, someone's aptitude is good in designing, then he was given his profile which matches to the design kind of thing. Same goes with marketing, same goes with production, manufacturing. So all in all, what they used to do, they used to practice the principle of right man at right place. But how do you come to know that what is this particular man and where he should be placed? So psychometric test was like one of the best tools which these MNCs used to use in 2000, 2001, somewhere like that. So being with KPMG, Anand Desai was also well aware of this and was seeing that this is being used effectively. That time he thought that why not we should use this particular thing for our students, because abroad it's very clear their students or child chooses the career at which he is good at. So that way we as a whole we have a kind of holistic kind of syllabus from first to 10, and we keep on practicing that. That is one way good thing, but then that doesn't give a very clear indication what that child is good at and what career he or she should pursue. And Anand Desai thought like if these things are practiced and this is a scientific tool to know what are your what are the strengths of that particular person, then why not use this for society as a whole or India as a whole, and why not to make good use of this particular kind of scientific tool for getting into or helping them into choosing a career. So though he was happy earning very fat salary, having very luxurious and very well-deserved kind of life, but he was not happy with that. He all the time was like feeling that doing something or giving back to society. And because of this, he started this company named as Dheya Career Mentors Private Limited in the year 2006. Now, very first, what he did is that all kind of tests whichever were available in market, those were like designed by like people or expert behavioral science scientists who were from UK, US, in short, from abroad. Like, so in this case, he said, along with like experts in this particular science, behavioral science, he designed a test which suits to Indian kind of upbringing, because the difference in between what kind of upbringing is there abroad, like there basically maybe upbringing might be more or less same, but then career choice abroad is like individual choice, whereas in case of our country in India, it is a family kind of decision. There it is like individual decision. So we came up with that kind of test, which has that kind of tool, which will take into consideration family or parent preferences, expectation, what kind of value system that particular child and his family follows, and that will be mixed with the strengths and the aptitude of this student, and then the career choices will be suggested. So this is the way they have started getting into this career planning and guidance. And thanks to Anand Desai, he was ahead of time 10 years. Now it's like 2000 days, almost 11 years back. He thought that this is really the need of like future, and he came with that particular thing. Till date, Dheya, through this particular kind of scientific tool, has conducted near about, uh, this test is taken over by near about 3 lakh of students, and it has a great validity and reliability. Now, this is all about my introduction of Dheya, and now I'll explain you why this is important and why we should understand the process, like why it is important to do career choice knowingly. Okay, that is what we call as informed choice. See, because they have conducted one kind of research somewhere around 2 3 years back, to find out like what these kids want to be in their life. They were asked in the research, the sample size was pretty big all across Pune district. 33,000 students were asked that what they want to be in life, given a choice. So the shocking result was like 78% students, they even didn't know that what they want to do. They have not yet decided. And those 22% who were aware of what they want to do, those results were also not very inspiring, because they were talking of all key careers, that is engineering, medical, CA, IPS, IS, and all those things. Nothing wrong in these careers. These careers are really good, but for those to whom this profile matches. So basically, thing is that 22% of students were aware of what they want to do or what were their choices, but then they were only limited choices. Now, this is a typical kind of 80-40 dilemma. If you focus on this presentation which is there on your screen, this is what we call as 80-40 dilemma. Like, why does this happen? Like in India, it is like, if at all you look into your life cycle, this BYL is the best years of your life. When you are at the age of 0 to 5, that time, particularly that child is like full of energy, full of positive energy, rather, we'll say. He can go and say anything like, I want to be a scientist, I want to be a cricketer, I want to be an astronaut, and everyone will support him in, yes, you can be. That this is the time when that child has his confidence level at the max. But when the school starts, like as I said, like is exposed to all kind of subjects, is good one way to explore which is the area of interest. But in this particular schooling part, very rarely, very few parents and student can make out what is his really area of interest. Most of the time in this schooling activity, this typical PTM happens, wherein the teachers will tell like what he is good at and what she is weak at, and parents like conveniently they'll come and tell their child that your teacher was saying that you are weak into this and you should put efforts into that. But basically, here we should also take into consideration where is good at and what is his area of interest. Moreover, you can see this question mark over here. Here, this particular at this particular teenage, there three things comes into picture. Those are like confusion, competition, and comparison. Now, comparison comes because this is like there are biological changes, hormonal changes during your teenage. That time, like the students or child starts thinking of his color, his looks, his height, his weight, everything. Moreover, like confusion is because like here a typical tendency of following the mass is there. Whoever are your contemporaries or your colleagues, since you are pre-primary, what are they going for, what they are aspiring for, and then parents force student or student fall into following the same way. So because of that, they are not in totally kind of clarity like whether they should follow this particular career or not. And third thing is competition. At times, like I've seen families and parents and child like they are pretty composed and they are not into like comparing like what is going on, but the relatives and the society, neighbors and friends, they keep on asking what you want to do in life, what you are going to do. Have you not joined this particular class? Why you have joined this particular class? Why you are aspiring for this career? And here this like kind of thing comes into confusion, comes into thing, and here competition also comes into picture, like what your peers have gained marks and all, what is their performance, and this comes into picture. Now, if at following particular thing, in case of like our scenario, we follow a career which everyone follows, and then that leads to some kind of mediocre results. Now, if at all a student is really good into particular engineering category and he aspires for the foundation course or that those kind of exams in JEE main, JEE advanced, in that case, he or she cracks those exams and get into IITs, NITs, or like institute like BITS, VIT, MIT, and all those things. But those who do not crack this particular thing, for those this career doesn't match exactly to their strength, again they go to some other colleges. Then in that particular thing, after doing this higher education, you land into getting admission into some engineering colleges, but there your interest and what you are pursuing, education you are pursuing doesn't match it. This leads to kind of average kind of development of that particular child. And then this leads to kind of results like employers saying that 90% of employable engineers are not employable because they don't have that kind of aptitude. This is the result of like they get into some kind of average college, or the result of like that is not their area of interest. And they take up they take up some kind of job which is like not making them happy, neither salary package wise nor the work what they are doing. And then they start jumping the jobs, and that is what we call as a dance of life. Either they are not happy with the job or the employer is not happy with their performance. So all in all, what happens is that if you focus from the age of 5, after your best year life is finished, from 5 to 23 almost, you're taking education, like graduation and post-graduation. And on this 18 years, your rest of the 40 years of your life is being decided. And if these 18 years or whatever education or whatever career you pursue if doesn't matches with your kind of liking, then the rest of your 40 years are really pathetic and you're not happy with life or you don't have a fulfilled kind of life. So rather what is Dheya philosophy? Dheya philosophy says that during this particular age of your, when you are of the age of 13 to 20, or rather 13 to 23, during this age, ideal age is like from 13 to 19, if you plan your career properly, then you have a best life for 60 years. So if you plan your life or plan your or link your career with your strength during this 6 years from 13 to 19, in this particular case, you have a fulfilled life of another 60 years. If at all you think of life expectancy as 80 years, then if you plan for 6 years, then you have a fulfilled life of 60 years. So this is the philosophy on which Dheya works. Now, basically, what are the problem? Like, if at all we try to analyze why we say that this 1840 is a dilemma, because we have forgotten that our children hold unique strengths. Now, because of this low awareness, this kids or the child lands into an ill-informed career choices, and that leads to a mediocratic kind of lifestyle. Now, if at all you see that Abraham Maslow said a musician must make a music, a painter must paint, a poet must write poetry, a man must do what he can be if he wants to be at peace with himself. All in all, apart from money, if at all you talk like what all you like to have from your life, like you have materialistic requirement like a house, bungalow, penthouse, whatever, like a big bungalow with kind of lawn, swimming pool, and all those things. You need to have fleet of cars. You need to have bank balance. You need to have a pleasure trip every alternative or every year. This is like materialistic requirement what you want from life. If at all you talk of non-materialistic kind of things, what you expect from life is like you want a healthy and fit life, you want family, friends, you want to pursue your interest, you want to be passionate, and all in all, you want to have a peace of mind and a fulfilled life. So, if at all you do, as Abraham Maslow says, that if someone is good in music, then he should do music. If someone is good in art, like if he's good painter, then he should paint. If someone is good in languages and that has that kind of thought process, then definitely that child should aspire with a career which matches with his liking. If this is done by this thing, what does this lead to? This leads to peace of life. All materialistic thing will come along with this. It goes hand in hand. But peace of mind, fulfilled life, satisfied life, contented life is really of most importance. Now, see, second thing is like this is one thing like your liking should match with your career. But second thing is like what is happening is that the world of work is changing. It's changing so fast. Like if at all you think of some like somewhere around era of 2010 or 2012, during that time at least whatever you learned that was in use for another, like it had a kind of span which was like usage. But now these days what is happening, whatever you are learning, you need to upscale it continuously. You need to cross skill also. If at all you don't upskill, you don't cross skill, then you are going to face problem because the world of work is changing so fast. And when you can upskill or cross skill, only if at all whatever you are doing, whatever you are doing matches to your strength, then you can keep on continuously upskilling yourself. So if at all you look at this particular slide, it says that in the fast changing world of work, are our kids ready? Are you clear what careers to choose? Intention of asking this is like whether are our kids ready means like whether their career persuasion matches to their area of interest. And if yes, then only they can upskill and they can move ahead, transcend. Okay. Now, are we pushing our child's future into frictional work life? Do you have a plan for your child? What does this mean? It means like if at all you don't give your the child a career of his or her choice, in that case, that child is going to have work-life friction. That is what earlier I said. Either he is not happy with the work he is doing, or his boss is not happy with what is his performance. So this leads to a work-life friction kind of episode. Now, in this particular case, what happens? You have a bad day at your workplace, coming back at home. You cannot isolate your mind. You have a bad day at home also. So all in all, like family, friends, and those who are around you, they are also not happy if you are not happy with your work life. Now, unfortunately, as I earlier mentioned, how does the career choice happen in our country? This happens through the mass lectures. Like mass lectures, most of the time it is seen regarding this again key careers only. Typically, IIT kind of base of careers like mass lectures, how IIT is great, others are waste. There is nothing like that. Like they only promote like there is only engineering and that too IIT in this particular available, like in the availability. And if you pursue them and if you achieve them, then only you are going to be successful in life. Those are really aspiring careers. But for those with whose profile matches to those careers, we don't have any kind of problem with these key careers, but we say that after profiling, if your personality says or your strength matches with these careers, then definitely you should pursue with them. Moreover, you'll find counselors all around the society. Everyone claims that he is a career counselor. Now, counseling is a problem to be solved. In fact, we at Dheya, we feel that every child is with great kind of potential. So there is no problem at all. Only thing is that we should match his kind of strength with what he should pursue as a career. Now there are admission counselors also in and around. Like typically, if some part of country, there are few career like few states wherein you'll find that people say that we'll give career counseling, but actually they are admission counselors. They say, okay, fine, you want admission in this particular career, okay, these are the colleges, and they have link ups and tie-ups with these kind of colleges, and then they help in getting admission, and then they get their share of commission or some kind of. No, we also here we follow the crowd and the peer group pressure. Like whatever others are doing, these are the careers which are being chosen. I already explained this particular thing when I explained you 1840 dilemma. Now, one more thing which has popped up is like social media. If at all you search for some particular thing, kind of thing, because of this AI and this kind of machine learning and kind of thing, social media kind of all kind of advertisements are like popping up, and this is also one way careers are being chosen. Now, because of this, basically, if you ask what is career, most of the people say that career is equal to education. No, it is not only education. Like career is equal to education plus what kind of interest, passion you like, you should pursue that. And plus, along with that, world of work. When we talk of world of work, futuristic world of work, we should aspire with such a kind of world of work which is going to be in demand. And this, all in all, leading to fulfilled life is career. So, career is not only equal to education; it is education plus world of work plus the happiness and pursuance of your interest is career. Now, what is the effect of if at all you have uninformed career or uninformed kind of careers are leads to this kind of effect. There is a job in the railways, you'll find these kind of lines for application and for kind of exams and all those things. You'll find this kind of people hunting for jobs. Moreover, you'll find these kind of morchas and kind of all these kind of representation for getting something or the other in an easy way. Now, what Dheya says is like Dheya says, don't be a part of a crowd. Create your own path. As we move ahead, I'll explain what do we mean by creating our own path and all those. Now, you should understand a child as well as a family should understand what the career means. Like if at all you understand that career is equal to education plus world of work plus fulfilled life or pursuing your interest, then you'll really say that what is the world of work? What is the futuristic world of work? How to link your strength with education. So once you make these things aware, the processing within the child and his family starts, and then they can take a wise decision. So all in all, what will this lead to? What you want to be in life? Now, career is a journey to a destination in the world of work. This journey gives us an identity of being someone in the world of work. Now, basically, why destination is important in life. Tomorrow you saying like to your kids like this, okay, this May we are going to have a pleasure trip of another like 8 to 10 days. The very first question will pop up, that is like where we are going to go. So destination is very important there. Or rather you try, say that next Sunday we'll go for a dinner. Immediately the child or your boy or girl will ask like where we are going. So basically in life, destination is very important. Anything we do, we ask like where we are going, what we are going to have. So destination in life is very important. Unfortunately, in education, we don't ask this question that why I am leading this particular education or why I am a part of this course, what I am going to be. So here in Dheya, we are going to make you aware that how to choose your destination and how to carve path for that particular. Now, whenever like I said, like the world of work is changing, these are the broad segments which are going to be in huge kind of demand in coming days. This is like automation, like AI, artificial intelligence, machine learning, all these things falls a part of this particular segment. Moreover, greening of world, renewable energy, and all kind of careers which leads to greening of the world. These careers are also going to have a great demand. Miniaturization, like getting things small. and yielding a better output of that particular compaction of that particular thing or that particular gadget. This is also going to be an aspiring career. All careers related to these fields are going to be in great demand in days to come. Personalization. This is also one of the fields which is also going to be in great demand. Time compression. Any activity that is going to reduce the time and give a better output is going to be in great demand. So all careers which are related to this particular field are going this particular segment are going to be in great demand. And we in India have a rural part which is like a really a part which has a great potential for various careers. So those kind of careers which are going to get this particular rural area into a smart area or a developed area. Now, there is, if at all, we, as I already told you, like if at all you take the education which matches to your strength, then this kind of situation is never bound to be there for your kid. So all in all, you should be prepared for the future. You should plan for it, and you should be well versed with what is going to happen in days to come. And if you are prepared, then you can face it. And that's what I said. Like if your strength matches with what career you are pursuing, then all the time you need not after your child for asking put efforts, study hard, do some kind of additional work like workshops, attend some kind of internship programs and all those things. But this is like the area which matches with his strengths and interests. So the child will pursue alone and he'll be all the time upscaling himself. And in that case, what's going to happen? He'll be prepared for whatever are the changes in the futuristic world of work. It's time, really time now. As the world of work is changing fast, it's really time to plan a great future. And this is required because your life is more valuable than you think. Like, what is the basic problem is like we don't feel that like really our, or rather, whatever we feel, whatever we assume that how is life is like what we have gained, it's really more valuable than that. Now, you should understand why planning is to be done. Because planning is to be done because to set destination, as I already explained you what is destination. And once you this destination is free, then you understand why of this education. If you don't know why of this education, your years are wasted. And it's not only about the years are wasted, your money is wasted, your years are wasted, valuable quality time is wasted. Now, basically, what happens is like when I say money is wasted, like, there is heavy investment. Now, these days, school fees are also very high. If at all you go for any kind of coaching classes and all those things, that is also very high. So, investment is very high. And if at all you are not aware that what it is going to yield, like return on interest, like it's really low. This is only a segment of education wherein people don't think of return of investment. Whenever if you have some surplus amount, you will explore all kind of options, like whether in FD I'll get it better, whether I should put this in a mutual fund, or whether I should put it in like share market and stocks and all those things, whether I should put it into real estate market. So if at all you have 1 lakh of rupees also, then also you think of what is you are going to get return of in return of return on investment out of that. ROI you definitely think of it. But in case of education, you don't think of what is going to be return on it. That is the area where you should look into and then you should think about it and then make an informed choice. Now, definitely, as I inform, your child deserves a happy career. See, if your child's strength and his potential matches with what career he is aspiring for or what career he takes, then that is not only going to give him money, like all kind of materialistic thing, but it's going to give him like a healthy life because it will be less of stress because these days you all are aware like what kind of stress kind of life people have at their workplace. So if at all strength and potential matches with the career or the world of work, then he is going to or he or she is going to have less of stress, is going to have a happy and fulfilled life. And then all in all, you need not push, you keep on upscaling himself. Now, one mantra is that don't compete, plan ahead. Now, see, competition should not be with anyone else. Dheya believes that your competition should be with yourself. Because once we help you in setting your destination, we set because you should aspire from the best of best thing, because you have linked that particular destination on the basis of your strength. So set your destination at that particular place and compete with yourself. So if you compete with yourself and plan properly, then definitely nothing can stop you to reach that particular destination. Now, you always need to have a growth plan, and for having a consistent growth, you need to have a good planning about it. So, all this kind of career guidance and planning, what we offer, this talks about these segments. Now, unplanned scenario already have explained you what is the kind of thing. This is unplanned scenario leads to wastage of investment on education, like confused, disoriented, defocused, frustrated child as well as family, and anxious and anxiety keeps on increasing. Whereas in case of if you plan your career, then there is higher return on investment, then fulfilled life, then great academic results, then happy and motivated and focused child and everything. So this is what like are the benefits of planned career. Now, me Dheya already have given you kind of inputs regarding how this came into existence, how thoughtful Anand Desai was. Then it was joined by other directors like Commander Naveen, who is a defense person who has a vast experience into this field. He is heading our research and development team. So he is at Dheya. He's finding out what are the demand, what are in demand careers right now, and what are the careers will be having great futuristic demand. He's the person who is involved in training and all those things. And there is other directors also are there. Arvind Gupta is also there into development and all those things. And there are few more directors also. Now, most important part of Dheya is that Dheya has a community of career development facilitators all around India. We have somewhere around 1800 trained certified career development facilitators. They are given a full-fledged training by our training team, and they are made aware to how to use the psychometric tools and other tools, and how to try to map out like what are the strengths of that particular child, and how to link those strengths to the careers. And that is a unique kind of thing, and the presence is throughout the country. Now, we have on-demand career mentoring with a nationwide community of trained career mentor facilitators backed up by reliable tools. As I told you, this tool is being designed like by experts in this particular field. There are proven methods, and on top of that, like as you can take these kind of tests online, so we are making best use of technology over here. Now, what we do through this particular thing is like we ask a child to give this particular test, and then once this test is given, a 19 pages report is generated, and through this report, after this report is generated, our CDA for the mentor will go through that report, will make that particular personalized analysis of that particular case, and then after fixing a time slot with the parents and the child, our CDF is going to have one-on-one career, one-on-one guidance session with that particular child, and with the uh, findings are being validated by parents. And believe me, me and my CDF teams all across the country, they have experienced that whatever is the finding or whatever are the strengths which are being mapped with this particular psychometric tool, these are so correct that the validity and reliability is more than 90%. And once this is validated by parents, this whatever strengths you are describing for this my particular child, yes, he is like this. Once that is validated, then we are well aware, and this is these strengths which are being found by this particular report or this particular test. These are being linked up with the world of work. Again, as I told, our research team has like great work on this particular thing, and those kind of world of work kind of things, we are using it in particular way, and then we are helping in them in choosing this particular career, and then all in all like linkage of particular strength and what career they are going to aspire matches over here. Just a minute, I'll go back. Now, through this test or one-on-one kind of guidance, what we are doing is that we are trying to find out like what type of world of work this child will enjoy, which is the field which is he's going to enjoy, what is going to earn out of it, what are the prospects of earning, what should be his role, whether he's fit for doing a job, whether he's fit for doing a business, whether he's being fit for being a self-employed person. Why? What is the purpose of this doing this particular or pursuing this particular career? What kind of identity he's going to get? We help him writing his identity statement and what are his aspirations and how to achieve those. So this is like how this particular guidance career goes. Now, as I told, like we have a very scientific way of choosing. There are 12 type of career categories. Like if you talk of like what are the type of occupations which are available, these are like creative, service, research, result oriented people. There are 12 type of occupation, and there are near about 44 kind of field of work. So if at all you link this particular thing, you have n number of career options. So whatever are the strengths, if you link with the career to this particular one of the option which suits the most to your child, then he's going to have best of best in his life. Now it's time to build ourselves into someone who will stand out. So now gone are the days like when okay it was not that important. Now we need to your child needs to prove every moment that how different and how capable he is, and this can happen only and only when you map his strength and link the career accordingly. It's time to that we have some kind of innovative career paths. There are so many innovative careers available, and if you aspire those are going to be in great demand in days to come, and definitely that's going to help your child to have best out of life. A client list is being displayed on your slide. Like we do all these kind of things. Like we have this kind of we run this kind of psychometric tools analysis through these companies also. These companies also as a part of the they also take ask their employees to their like their childs can take up this test and all these things. We have worked for L&D, Infosys, Symbiosis. Like here we do kind of like psychometric analysis of students for a particular batches or particular segments. Moreover, you can see Adani Group, World Bank also, like we have been working for World Bank also. So this is all in all, like we have a wide exposure, we have great scientific tools. Most important is that we have a mentor team of near about like 1800 CDFs all across country. Our presence is in most of the areas, and you can take up this test and you can have these kind of sessions over there. If at all like your location at your location if is like some of the CDF is not available, then this can be done in a very effective way through Skype or through Google Hangout also. So thanks a lot parents for giving a good ear to what I have explained you. Now we will go to an interactive sessions wherein like I'll answer your sessions. It will go this way, like you text me whatever is your question and one by one I'll address your question. Is it okay? So you can push your questions if you have any. Lakshmi Rajan is she's asking like what is the right age to get the psychometric test done? See ma'am, like you can take up this test at like right age is from the age of 13. You can if at all you are talking of student, the student can take up this test from the age of 13 to 23. Rajni Menon ma'am is asking like career options for student interested in economics and currently pursuing MSc economics. Ma'am, there are quite like first of all, let me congratulate you if you're like your child has chosen a career in economics because that is really an aspiring field and the field which is going to be in demand. So you can best way like whatever career he or she is aspiring, it's child of MSc. See this kind of career guidance and planning they offers for the age from 13 to 55. Why I told you 13 to 23 is the age wherein like we are talking of student. After that, like we talk of early career planning and kind of mid career planning and kind of thing. The child is aspiring or the your board is aspiring like MSc economics, ask or let him or her take a test, and then in that case, after finding the strength, like through this test we can really analyze what is the nature of that particular child, what that child possesses or that particular student possesses, what kind of mental ability they have, what kind of personality strength they have, and what are the areas of interest. Through this test, I'll tell you briefly to all of the parents, like through this test you come to know about the exact nature, basic instinct of that particular student. Second thing is like you come to know what are the seven kind of mental abilities, which includes one thing is like numerical ability, then visualization, spatial ability, observation, concept formation, and all those things. Then in this report, you also come to know what are the personality strengths. There are nearly 11 kind of personality kind of parameters we have analyzed, like what kind of enthusiasm that child has, emotional stability, assertiveness, responsibility. So these also are mapped into that. And apart from this, when this the report also has 16 interests. uh, so all in all, you come to know what are the abilities, what is the nature, what are the personality strength, and what are his areas of interest. So according to that, Rajni ma'am, we can suggest uh, that particular student like what kind of career or world of work is suitable for him. Ma'am, I was explaining you, so I couldn't go through your questions. Now I'm going through your questions. Her analytical skills are good, but not able to decide the industry's financial analytics is her liking. But as a backup, what she should take. That is what I explained you. If you take up this test is going to help her understanding like what are her real personality. Moreover, what are her mental abilities? Now you are talking of only one analytical ability. There are many things to be mapped. What are this kind of analytical abilities? What kind of other mental aptitude your girl has? Moreover, apart from that, what are her personality strength and what are her areas of interest? All in all, blended together can help you in suggesting like which is the area or which is the industry and which kind of career she should aspire for. So you can get in touch with the finance, this thing, support CDF team on their website, or they'll get in touch with you and they'll explain you about the test and all those things. And I'm sure that we can suggest you kind of segment or industry segment or kind of career or identity which will suit the most to your daughter. Now, Manish Pandey is asking, like on sports front, how. Okay, Rajnivan, thanks a lot. Manish Pandey is asking, like on sports front, how and which sport we should encourage child. Manish, again, same thing is there. Like through when I said like you can get to know what are the instinct of this particular child. What happens is that through his basic instinct, what is his nature, what are his personality strengths, we understand whether this child is a better performer independently, whether this child can perform better in the team kind of activities. So this is the way how is this communication skills of this particular child, how responsive he is, how hardworking he is. So according to that, again we can suggest him like which sports will also help him. And it is not only suggesting a sport. So we can help him to suggest a career along with this, which is so related to his sports activity and overall kind of what kind of particular strengths he possesses into that particular activity. Our graph help to it. I didn't get, like, what do you mean to say, Manish? See, the graph, basically what I'm saying is that once the child takes this particular test, we are well aware of his basic instincts. And then according to that, as I explained you, whether he is fit for a sport which calls for independent performance or individual performance, or if he's fit, like he's good in communication, he's a team member, so he can go ahead with some kind of activity or sport, which is a team sport kind of thing. Manish, if I have answered your question, please communicate. If at all you have some confusion, please you can ask and I can give you a better clarification again. Lakshmi Rajan, you have again you mentioned some area of work of next 15, 20 years. Can you give some example for mapping areas of work and our education courses available? I'm talking of, like, as I already explained you, which are the areas. Like, I'll again go to this particular kind of PPT. You can see that the areas which are going to be in demand, we have categorized into six segments. As I explained you, automation, greening of world, personalization, miniaturization, time compression, ruralization. So these are the segments which are going to be in great demand in days to come. Now, according to now, if your child's computational ability is really good, you should get into some kind of machine learning kind of thing. If the child has like area of interest of like social surveys, if child is something really a kind of person who is an idea machine, who can come up with some kind of really novel ideas and all those things, he can be a renewable energy scientist also. He can work into greening of world kind of thing. Now, if that particular child has a great kind of uh, social responsibility, nature says that he has a good observation and concept formation. By particular say, like, if at all you say that the child has a nature, like he has a kind of empathy for society and world kind of thing, we can get into some kind of segments which will help in this ruralization area also. What I mean to say is that once your child takes up the test, like whole scanning, like as you say, whole body scan and kind of thing, related to his nature, related to his mental abilities, related to his personality strength, and related to his area of, or her area of interest are mapped down, and then we can link to the segments which are going to be in demand. And once you freeze what he or she wants to be in career, once the destination is being decided, then we carve a path. We do a reverse integration, backward integration kind of thing, and then we suggest you which are the careers or which kind of education segments you should aspire, and what is the preparation required for those particular aspire or achieving those kind of aspired kind of careers. Is it okay, Lakshmi ma'am? Am I clear on this particular thing? Manish, RAPD is our CDF's language. This is like I'm addressing a parent seminar. What I feel is that we can discuss it, but definitely whatever you are saying is that, like, what this helps us in understanding. A graph RAPD helps us in understanding what kind of nature is this, and this really can help you in choosing whether that child is fit for an individual sport or fit for an kind of team kind of sport. Okay, so if you are done with the questions, should we close it or should we wait? I should have wait, or if any one of you are interested in asking some question. Okay, so best wishes, best of luck to you as well as your kids for having a great career in life. If anything is required, you can get in touch with our team, and you can go through website of Dheya, that is www.dheya.com. Like within this webinar, like whatever is the relevant kind of thing I have explained it to you, but our website is pretty exhaustive, and our team is like very well versed with all kind of queries and all kind of like answering all kind of queries and all. So you can get in touch with them. Okay, thanks. Have a wonderful day.